What's going on? So today we're going to be doing a replica versus retail between the Jumpman Jacks, Dark Mocha, fucking Travis Scott's. Y'all know that shit. Now, if you cannot tell, the replica is on the right. The replica is on the right. Retail is on the left. Real briefly, we're going to get into the boxes because I don't really like getting into that too much because usually, one, the box is practically perfect, and two, you know, if you're buying them used or without the box, you know, you need to know how to tell the sneaker, not the box. One thing that I will mention really quickly before I get into the boxes is that the paper on the retail pair is slightly different than on the replica. You guys can kind of see that. It's almost more bluish, right? And then this writing over here is a bit more yellow or gray on the replica pair, so that's one way to kind of tell. Now let's get into taking a look at the boxes. This is the replica box, this is the retail box. The only thing that I really notice is there's usually like a different hue. I'm not too sure if you can see it on camera, but there is a different hue and something that's a bit more obvious. Let me open this. This is the replica pair is right here, retail is on the left. So one thing that I noticed that's pretty obvious, the bag looks very similar. The stitching on the retail pair is more defined than on the replica. Kind of see it. And on top of that, the most obvious part of that is the little lace tips are gray, whereas on the replica they're orange. So it's a big difference. Now that we're done with that, let's get into the sneakers. Now I am going to also mention, again, this fucking can change. On the left sneaker, on the replica, laces, it's the other way around. On the right, the retail has the laces. So let's get into it and let's move. Yeah, okay, let's go like this. So I'm not gonna lie, y'all can grill me, y'all can say whatever y'all want. For me personally, this model is very difficult to kind of tell because I think these materials are pretty easy to replicate, and honestly I don't find too many flaws. Upon further inspection right now, actually, it's weird because I don't see it on camera, but the colors are different actually. The retail brown is a lot lighter. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a lot lighter and it almost is a bit more cool. Like it has like a, I don't want to say a bluish tint, but it's a bit lighter. And the replica pair is a lot darker of a brown. I want to see if you guys can, probably can't fucking see it on camera, but this is almost like a Mocha 1 kind of brown, right? A little bit darker than the Mocha 1s, and these are like a little bit lighter than the Mocha 1s. At least that's what I see. Also on the replica, the tongue seems short, and I was about to say, I don't even see a fucking Jumpman. The tongue seems shorter. Materials seem roughly identical. Stitching surprisingly looks pretty great. Overall, like I said, this is a tough one for me because I can't. Swoosh looks fine to me. Maybe the material is a little bit different on the retail pair. It's a bit more rough, smoother on the rep, but like honestly it really is difficult. Like this is one of those that's pretty tough. The biggest difference I noticed was actually right here. So again, same with the other Jumpman Jacks, this is probably the biggest difference you can spot right away, even without having a retail pair to compare to. To me, this is the easiest way. You can see how fucking fat the back of this is compared to the fucking retail. Retail's on the left, replica's on the right. Fucking mosquito just tried to fucking bite me. And you can definitely see like it's fucking double the size. That boy thick, you know. So everything else is fine. The cuts are fine in terms of this material, right? But you can definitely see the difference in the width of that shit. again, look at the inners. This is basically perfect. I don't see. And also, while you're looking at that real quick, this little logo is a lot higher up on the retail pair than on the replica. And to prove this, I'll bring the other replica, and right next to it I'll put the retail, and you can see it's kind of the same. It's still higher up. This is the retail, this is the replica. The only reason I know that is because this shit is fucking wide. Other than that, I'd be just as lost. But yeah, and the materials are pretty similar. Look, this is the rep, and there's some movement. Retail's also got some movement, so they have gotten better in that aspect. But yeah, the retail shit low-key looks worse. I almost fucked up again. The retail shit low-key looks worse. The logo looks low. It looks uneven. Doesn't even look like it's in the middle. So a little bit sloppier, I guess, in that aspect. But yeah, like the side, again, I don't really see anything. I'm not even gonna get started on this shit because that looks absolutely identical to me. That's not gonna be different. But one thing that I also did notice, actually, now that I'm fucking remembering, so this is the replica, right? And over here on this midsole, you can see these little dots, right? And then up here, there's this solid pattern, right? It's the best way I can describe that. This little solid line right here. So on the retail pair, you can hardly see that line, as you can see right now. Like, it's just the texture, and it's not necessarily as profound. I don't know if you can see it side by side. Let me try something. So that you can see, like, this is the replica, right? You can see that, and then on the retail, you can barely even see that line, right? Let me get really fucking up close and personal so you guys can see that shit. Oh my god, a mosquito just fucking got on my hand. Okay, fuck, okay. But you see it. On the retail, you can barely even see it, to be honest with you. You see it a lot more on the replica. Look at that shit, right? You guys let me know if you know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I feel like that's a decent little comparison. These are supposed to be, again, the best shit out. Also, let me make sure I'm not tripping. The padding right here looks low-key fucking thicker. And it is a little bit thicker. I've mentioned that in multiple of my fucking videos. Look at that shit. I told you, I fucking caught the motherfucker. Look at that fucking piece of shit. I'm gonna pause it. Anyways, so yeah, to me, like I said, still a very close one, but now that I'm looking at it in sunlight, that's another reason I like doing these videos in sunlight, is so you could actually see the difference, because it does make a difference. Replicas are darker. We're just gonna go over some, I guess, brief fucking highlights. Replicas are darker. Width is a big one. You can even see it already right here, right? Again, if you're just given this pair, it might be hard to tell, but when you see that, you'll be like, ah, okay, or whatever. I usually say how this dips. I think it is still shown like that. The way it dips over here is a lot more of a U shape on the retail than on the replica. So yeah, overall, y'all let me know. It's a very close one, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.